Pardon an interruption, this is Troy Hill with the Star Chronicles. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So if you're interested in making your own podcast, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
The Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Just Radio presents the Star Chronicles.
How about them Cowboys?
And goal.
Elliott into the end zone.
Welcome, Cowboys Nation. This is the Star Chronicles Cowboys Football Podcast, episode 22. Brought to you from the fine, loving people at Unhinged Media. Pay attention closely because you're going to be seeing that name thrown all over the place here real soon. Several new shows, especially with the impending hiatus of Dallas Cowboy football coming here real soon. But I have my co-hosts today with me, Lisa and Kyle. Ron is not with us today, but I can't celebrate really over this victory. Yeah, the Cowboys won 47-16 over the Washington Redskins. However, we're still not in the playoffs. So at the end of the day, who gives a flip? Your thoughts on that, Lisa?
Yeah, I mean, it sucked that you had to be, and I wasn't. I mean, I looked at the score of the Giants and Philly game a couple times, but I just never believed that and frankly, I'm going to be honest, I didn't want it to work out in our favor yesterday because I didn't feel like we deserved to get to play another game. So, okay, whatever, you beat a crappy Redskins team. Okay, I mean, you did what you've done all year. You've beaten the crappy teams really badly. And then next week you would have been playing a good team and you would have gotten killed. So, although Seattle kind of limped in too, but they could have beaten. The thing about Seattle, they could have been the number 1 overall seed or the 5th seed. That's how that game last night. That's what that game last night meant. Uh-huh. And yeah, I was not impressed. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
it's over.
It's just sad. Every single missed opportunity we had to have this thing locked down weeks ago, losing against teams that we shouldn't have lost to, that we weren't even prepared for, but yet, we would have ended up limping into the playoffs and stuff. You would have our 95% of our fan base probably sitting there. We're the beast of the East and we're the East, and we're wearing those stupid shirts and stuff again, but. And I think there's somebody in the higher up office in marketing listening to our show because I know I stated before the East is not enough, and that's their T-shirt now.
That's the Philly T-shirts for those that don't know.
Yeah, that's the Philly T-shirt. What thoughts on that, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Lisa. I mean, you just beat the second worst team in the league. I mean, in week 17, half their defense is on IR. How excited could I be that you beat the 3-win Redskins? I mean, they fumbled in the first possession, interception in the second possession. I mean, they're the second worst team in the league for a reason. They just, and like you guys said, like this team, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. I mean, you're right. They got crushed by one team or another. Whether it be the Vikings, the Saints, the Niners for sure would have destroyed them. I mean, I just. Finishing 8-8, I think, I'm going to go back and I think that saves Jason Garrett's job. If they would have lost and finished 7-9, I think he's out the door today. But, they're going to drag this thing on for the next 2 weeks. So,
yeah, see, that's the funny thing because we have been having a conversation about this basically for the last 24 hours on our IG group. Like myself and Lisa, we think there's no chance in hell that Garrett ends up coming back. But Kyle Cussett thinks that it's still a possibility. So,
and by no means do I want that. I want to be clear. I want him gone more than anything I've ever wanted in my life. Like, yeah, you guys were with me through my freak out today, my panic attack. I want him gone, but I'm so scared that Jerry is going to go full Jerry and keep this clown in charge of our team. And I really do. If it hasn't happened yet, then what's the delay? He has to know one way or another if he's doing it or not.
Yeah,
if he's going to do it, just do it.
Yeah,
just do it already.
Yeah, there has to be. He has to know what he's going to do, and he has to know who he has already in mind for the replacement. You would think if he was going to do it. This is like stuff that's supposed to be like boom, boom, boom. Here we are. Let's ramp up and get ready for next season.
Like every other functional franchise does.
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
Yeah, because everybody's getting fired today. Today is Black Monday.
Exactly.
If you're not performing, you're out the damn door. But not us.
Even the non-functional franchises like Cleveland have already fired their coach.
They had huge expectations this year. They loaded up on offense and defense. The division was theirs for the taking, and they fell flat in their face. All right, you're out of here. It's
and
just
it was
simple
one season. He had one season as the full-time head coach.
Yeah,
Garrett's had 9. We're 8-8, and we're still 8-8. He started 8-8, and we're back at 8-8 in 9 years. We're back at 8-8.
Yeah, went around full circle. And I guess my next question would be, because you mentioned Cleveland, which fan base do you think is more disappointed today? Because, we all can acknowledge that Cleveland did try and stack up, this season. A division that you could probably at least do some damage in, might vie for a playoff spot with the talent that you have. Which fan base you think woke up this morning more depressed? Between the Cowboys,
I think the writing's been on the wall for Cleveland for a while.
Yeah, I think Cleveland.
But I think so. But the thing about that is, I think that they were more conditioned for this outcome.
Mm-hmm.
I think our fan base, probably is a little more disappointed and shocked simply because of the talent on this roster. Cleveland has a talented roster too, but they've always kind of been, I don't think at the beginning of the year, I don't know. That's a really good question, honestly.
I'll put it this way. I think Cleveland has been in tank mode for years, right? Everyone knows the past 3 years. So the way last season ended with Baker Mayfield, and then they got Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham, I think they came in so hyped up. ESPN, Fox, and CBS had them winning that division. Remember?
Yeah.
I think that they had such a huge fall from grace. Whereas Dallas fans, we kind of knew where we stood. It'd be a tough year. The Eagles have a solid roster. We should make the playoffs. But I feel like I think the Browns fans, for the first time in a decade, had their hopes set so high.
Yeah, that's true.
That I think, because like I said, they had a couple years where they won 1 game, no games, 2 games. You know what I mean? So,
right.
But with Dallas, with me personally, I'm not going to lie, man. I've been saying since last summer, 8-8. The Vegas odds had them at 8.5 wins. That's what Vegas thought of this team.
Yeah,
and I remember saying, how could that be?
Because we all sat and watched preseason, which we thought preseason was phenomenal, and we could see these changes. We watched the first 3 games of the season, and we saw that things looked different and things were improving. But I will say, after that, I remember the broadcast after our 3rd win, that I was still I started getting to something. Remember that, Lisa, where it just seemed like
the Dolphins game?
Yeah, it seemed like
it
just because I mentioned, doesn't it seem like something's still a bit off, even though we're winning?
Mm-hmm.
They struggled in the first half of that Dolphins game. Yeah. It was a 3-point game at halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, they turned it on. And I'm just sitting there starting to think, this might not be sustainable as much as I thought it was going to be. so then, so that's when we have the infamous march and stuff that I will go on saying to the day that I die that the idiots that went marching down in Bourbon Street, you jinxed us. Congratulations, you played yourself. I mean, just let's play some football and win some damn games. I still think that was the dumbest thing that anybody could ever did, and have Jerry Jones down there drinking down there as well. You guys,
love the spotlight.
Yeah, you guys are morons. So you played yourself. Congrats.
I'm gonna do that when I go to New Orleans.
Yeah. Is it gonna be for a Cowboy game?
No.
Well, see, that's the difference. We had people sitting there marching down in Cowboy gear like it was a damn parade, like they were raiding the damn town, looking like assholes.
Keep in mind, that's not just the owner. That's the general manager doing that.
Yeah.
That's the GM the night before game. Well, I just want to throw that out there. That's not just the owner. Yep.
God.
That's our general manager. Yeah. See what I'm saying? There's a conflict of interest between the owner and GM, and he doesn't know the difference. He does not know. He can't separate. He cannot separate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Owner Jerry can party. GM Jerry needs to be focused in the hotel, figuring out the roster moves. You know what I mean? And this, that, and the other.
Exactly.
That's what he. Yeah.
It is what it is. My opinion on the whole, Cowboy fan base doing nonsense and stuff. But again, am I allowed to swear on this show? No, I can't swear on this show. But check out the nice.
I mean, as long as it's not one of the big ones, I feel like it's okay today.
What's the big one?
One starts with an F and the other one starts with a C.
Okay. Well, parents, cover your children's ears. That stuff that happened in New Orleans is the exact same reason why fans generally hate the Cowboys and stuff for doing stupid shit like that. When have we? I mean, when have we won any damn thing in the last 20 years for anybody who wants to sit there and march anywhere like they're taking something over? So when I tell,
but it's not just. Let's be clear. Like, to your point, it's not just the marching down Bourbon Street. It is every time somebody that is remotely close to the attitude of Skip Bayless having that platform, but it's this fan base in general. And it's every season, and I have to check people all the time because, like, all you Cowboy fans think you're going to win the Super Bowl every single season. You need to check yourself because I am a Cowboy fan, but I'm not that girl. I don't go into every season, and you can check my now podcast to say I'm usually a little bit skittish going into every season that Jason Garrett's been the head coach because you just know that mediocrity is a couple of games away. No matter if your record is 2-2 or if you're at 10-2, mediocrity is just a couple wins away, a couple losses away. And so, but it's mentality across the board that keeps us.
No, go ahead.
But that just keeps us being hated.
Yeah, and I'm like, if you're a true fan and you claim that you love football so much, you sit and watch the games and stuff, and you're at the stadium, watch the game. How about this? You put your damn phone down, stop posting pictures of yourself in the damn stadium and watch the game. Yeah. Because week 2, you would have noticed that the offense was the same damn offense as last year. And all they did was just make a couple of pre-shift changes and a little bit of pre-motion here and there. It was the same damn thing. Tape started coming out for other teams to figure this stuff out. Look what happened. Here we are.
Same defense, too. I mean, my God, this is the most vanilla, boring, bland defense. And it's been that way ever since Rob Ryan left. I mean, they brought in Monty Kiffin. Remember him that one year, Monty Kiffin?
Yeah.
And then they exiled him to a front office job and brought in Marinelli. And it's been the same defense for 9 years. Or 8 years, right? 7 or 8 years. It's been the same defense.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's the same thing.
Yeah. It's basically Tampa 2 with some sprinkles on it.
Exactly.
Just like Garrett's offense with some sprinkles on it. That's all it was. And the thing that frustrates me the most about this season is that clearly across the board, including a few key positions, talented roster we've had in a decade or two. Probably 2 decades.
Jerry said it's the most talented roster since the last Super Bowl. He said this is the most talented roster. So
And I could agree with him on that. And what did we do with it?
Nothing.
We turned it into 8-8.
Nothing.
That's what it was.
I didn't turn it into 8-8. You didn't turn it into 8-8.
Jerry and Jason.
Jerry turned it into 8-8.
Yep.
Yeah, between Garrett and Jerry. I mean, it's just they need to stop this father-son crap and win some damn football games. No one's ever hesitated from firing me from a job.
Exactly.
They didn't like my performance, so they didn't like me.
Yep.
Hell, I've had to fire best friends from a damn job before.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me that you can't fire Jason Garrett? I mean, you just can't do it?
4 out of 9 seasons, 8-8. 4 out of 9.
For a man who claims to want to win
more than anything,
and he got feisty. Yeah, he got feisty that one day on the radio when they asked him, not in so many words, but and he just got feisty. But I want to call BS to that because if your actions don't match your words, I can say I want to win all day long, but if I'm not putting in the work to do to make those changes, and I get where, I understand to a certain degree, like it can always be worse. Fair. But you know what you're getting with this. You're never going to win with this coach. So even if you make a change and it is worse, you're at least trying new things. Like people were talking about the other night with Lincoln Riley, like, oh, I don't want Lincoln Riley after he got his ass handed. Okay, but look at the deeper, and this is where the high level fans come in, because you're not looking at it at a granular level. They were getting their ass beat, and I'm not talking a little bit. I'm talking their ass got handed to them within the first 3 minutes of that game. And he called the timeout.
Is on a higher level, still a higher level. Yeah. I mean, that's a superior talent.
Well,
that's a completely different thing.
No. But it's not. I mean, kind of. But Lincoln Riley even said, you know what? We're getting our asses kicked. Let me throw in this little toss to the receiver, back to the quarterback, and then back to the running back.
Trying something.
Let's try anything different, because what we're doing is not working. Yeah. And that's the thing about other coaches that you don't see with this one, is it goes back to the in-game adjustments. Lincoln Riley has not run that play all year long. And he threw it out there that day because he was like, well, shoot, nothing else is working. So, and that's what you get with the new look. It may not be better. But it's a new look.
It might not be, something. But I'd rather have a new look. So we get with Jason Garrett, we get going for it on 1st and 10, or going for it on 4th and 1 on our own 20.
Out of desperation, out of pure desperation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For no reason in the first quarter of the day.
There is nothing authentic about this guy that I buy. Remember that one game where he threw the red flag in anger at the ref? Oh, my God. Oh, Jason Garrett showed emotion. That's not authentic. That was the one time in 9 years he's shown any emotion, and people made a big deal of him throwing the red flag at the ref. You know what I mean? Like, all that. That doesn't do anything for me. Yeah. Does that change your view of Jason Garrett? No. This guy still finished 8-8, even with throwing the red flag. Oh my God, he threw a red flag. Yeah.
That's equal to the kid that can't get crap right. He's really trying. He's really working hard to try and improve, or trying to impress his father or his mom. Yeah. And he finally gets it done, and he smiles, and also he looks over his shoulder, look at the parent, smile at him. That's what
exactly.
Jason Garrett's move was.
Exactly. It was not authentic at all, but people ate it up. Fans, talk show people ate that shit up, and I was like, that's fake. It's not him. You're not getting that guy. Yeah, that's not your coach. Ugh.
No, and the victory over the Rams. Oh, it had to have been the inspiring.
Oh my God! Save me the BS, because next week the season line you lost. You got your ass kicked by Philadelphia the next freaking week. I want to hear it. Oh,
and the thing is too. I'm going to end this part and then go on to another segment here. We're going to take a quick break, but the only time in Cowboys history, and I want everybody to listen, when Jerry Jones stated that he's in the business of winning Super Bowls, the only time that was relevant was from 89 to 95.
Yeah.
Or 96. Yeah. After that was the first thing that he said when he owned the Cowboys. One of the first things he said in the speech when he got here. I'm in it to win Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And so where are we at now?
Money. That's all he cares about now is money. He don't give a damn about winning. He cares about money. Look at the Dallas. Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable franchise of sports in the world. He got his 3 Super Bowls. He's in the Hall of Fame. He cares about money. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
and he's printing it right now.
I've been saying, I've been saying for years. I've been posting it on my thing. With him, it's profits over production. He doesn't care as long as he's making money. Do you know how much damn Dallas Cowboys merchandise I bought this past year? Oh my God! For an 8-8 team, 8-8 team.
Yeah, all of us.
Oh my God! And you know what? I'll probably buy it more next. And the draft hat comes out, I'll get that. And the new jerseys come out, new sneakers. I mean, he cares about money. That's it.
Well, but why can't Jerry just wrap around in his mind if he is in it for the money? Okay, his team organization is currly worth $5 billion. You win a Super Bowl or two. Your organization is worth six and a half, damn near 7.
It goes.
Can someone please tell this damn man?
You know why? Because he's not losing money. That's what I'm saying. He could be mediocre. That's what I'm saying. He's not feeling it financially. That stadium still fills up. Dak and Zeke still have the top selling jerseys. You know what I mean? He's on TV. I'm in New York. I've had to go to a bar 4 times to watch the Dallas Cowboys out of 16 games because they're on national television every week. And that's not, and that's with 3 playoff wins in the past 20 years. 3 playoff wins in 20. And he's that team is only going up more and more when it comes to money. He's not feeling it financially, so why should he give a shit if the team wins or loses? Why should he care? Guess what? I guarantee you we open up against the Giants on Sunday Night Football next year. Sunday night, you know it's going to be Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? We all know it's going to be because it's the biggest rating. You know? Jerry doesn't care. And now if Dallas was like perpetually 5-8 or 5-11 and the team started losing money and we're opening at 1:00 on the road on CBS, you know what I mean? Like then he might be like, oh damn, we're not prime time anymore. You know what I mean? But he doesn't care.
Yeah, I can tell. I mean, just going from being in New York, seeing 4 games, having to go to the bar to see 4 games. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, once upon a time before NFL ticket and all that stuff came out, I remember back in the day that I'm trying to find a radio where I could listen to some type of Cowboys news, and I'm waiting for highlights to go down the bottom screen and when I lived in Wisconsin and Illinois, just get a highlights of what the game was going on. And then I had to wait for Inside the NFL 2 days after the game so I could see the highlights of the game. So, I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Every year. I mean, I go less and less every year to the bar to watch Dallas Cowboys. Every year I go less and less because they dominate primetime. Dominate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's ratings, that's money. And that's all he cares about. He's on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's sad. But, speaking of TV, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break and we're going to talk more about Jerry Jones and him and just television and him where he seems to need to be always in front of the camera. Coaching changes, you blow up the whole thing, blow up half the thing, or what? Coaches that we would like potentially to be the new leader of the Dallas Cowboys. And why the hell is it taking so damn long to fire this damn man? We're gonna circle right back down to that again. That and much, much more at the Star Chronicles. Hello, I'm Troy Hill with the Star Chronicles Cowboys Talk Podcast, sponsored by Anchor, the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place, free, which you can use right from your phone or computer with creation tools that allow you to record and edit to get your show sounding glorious. They'll even distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. So what you need to do is download the Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Did I mention it was free?
This is Brian.
This is Casper.
Yo, this is ED.
This is Darius Lewis.
This is Troy Hill, and you're listening to the Knights at the Sound Table.
Strip club voice and
I'm letting them know that they're listening to the Knights.
No, Knights
at the Sound Table.
We sitting at the table, son.
Yeah. I might also add in that Brian's the only person got a Tinder profile pic and stuff on his thing here.
How's we gonna get through a podcast, man? Because we be dying laughing.
Yeah, was that Ric Flair in the background?
Yeah, we going in the realms that I'm not familiar with. You 50 years old with some skinny jeans and
I'm not physically designed to wear skinny jeans.
Yeah.
I would need to have like skinny jeans like a kangaroo pouch down there. Because I couldn't wear them any other kind of way. Welcome back to the Star Chronicles Cowboys Football Podcast, episode 22, I believe. Brought to you by the fine people at Unhinged Media. It's our new media brand that we're putting out, and we have several shows that will be coming out here in the upcoming weeks. New show started last night, Nights at the Sound Table, my cousin, a couple of friends that I used to hang out with back in the day. So just check it out. It's a bit of fun, pretty funny stuff. But anyways, got my co-hosts here, Kyle and Lisa, and we're just talking about the debacle of the Dallas Cowboy football season. I mean, it's just sad. Sad at the end of the day. It's just very, very sad. Why is it taking so long to get this guy fired?
It's too much emotion.
Because that's the way Jerry does. Yep. I almost think that Jerry likes the spotlight. Like, if Jerry had been in one of three teams to fire their coach on Monday, it's nothing special. But if he waits 2 weeks, when the news cycle has died out, we're back in national headlines again. Oh, Jerry fired Jason. Oh, it's like, I don't know, man. It's something about just he likes to do everything his way. You know what I mean?
I think there's a whole lot to that. Like, I think there's more to that than people want to give credit to. But I think you're really,
I'm convinced of that. He's a complete narcissist, and he's always talking about like he loves being the headlines, and he'll say things just to have people talk about him, and like that's just how he is. So if you fire him, because if he gets fired the same day as Pat Shermer and Freddie Kitchens, no one really knows. It's part of the news cycle, but it's not the news on a no news cycle. You know what I mean? Like that's what he wants to be. He wants to be the news. Like he'll wait till like Super Bowl weekend, you know what I mean, to announce he's firing Garrett just so he gets just so he can steal the headlines. You know what I mean? That's just how he is. That's how he is. Ugh.
I mean, it's just sad how this whole organization is. I mean, there's nothing quite like it out there in the world, is it?
It's dysfunctional. I mean, it's completely dysfunctional. Yeah.
I mean, it really does make you wonder, how does he? I mean, how did he get any of the success to even to begin with?
Right,
Jimmy.
Like, how did we ever win? Jimmy.
How the hell did?
No doubt.
How the hell did we even get the 3 Super Bowls to begin with?
Jimmy. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he gets 100% of the credit. I give Jerry no credit for those. He wants it. I cannot give him any credit. Look what he's done since Jimmy left. Nothing. He's done nothing. It's pathetic.
Yeah, it's just I just don't get it. And speaking of just coaches in general. Is there any coaches or anything that you guys are entertaining as far as a replacement for Jason Garrett?
Honestly, at this point, I mean, there's only a couple that I'm pretty adamant that I don't want, but I mean, it just to move on from Jason Garrett leaves it pretty wide open for me. Like, I'm not going to be a super harsh critic unless it's Josh McDaniels, and then I'm going to be like a card toting. My job is to criticize, because I don't really care who it is at this point. I think just like we talked about earlier, like Troy Aikman said in the broadcast, it's going to be hard to find the caliber of coach that you need to right this ship if Jerry's going to still keep his hand in the mix as much as he does. And like we talked about before, Jason didn't really have a say in a lot of his assistants, and you can't get the right you can't get a Jimmy caliber of coach in here if that coach is not going to be allowed to hire his own staff. So I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what the landscape looks like.
And it's just a frustrating thing with this damn football team. And like you said, I mean, we're just completely just limited with the whole damn thing. It just sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say it enough. I mean, so there's nothing, nobody.
I mean, there's
period?
definitely gonna be candidates, but Lisa's right. Like, there are some candidates that are so strong in their conviction and on this is the guy I want on my staff, and if he can't come with me and you're not gonna let it happen, like I'm out. Like that's what happened with the Jets last year. The Jets interviewed Matt Rule from Baylor, right? And he wanted to bring his staff. He wanted to pick his own guys. Well, the idiot owner of the Jets said, no, we want to pick your assistants. And they Adam Gase was their head coach. Adam freaking Gase. And look how that turned out. You know what I'm saying? Like, some guys just, like, sometimes you got to let a coach pick. If you're going to let Parcells, didn't he always say, like, if you're going to let me cook the meal, let me pick my own groceries? You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to the staff, I agree with that. Like, if Jerry's going to bring in Urban Meyer, let's say, Urban Meyer has been coaching, even in the college ranks. Some of his guys have moved on, had success. Let Urban Meyer pick his own guys. He's not like, he's not some fresh out of the store assistant. You know what I mean? Like, this guy, he's been around. He knows he's got connections. You know what I mean? Like, well, you're not going to strap him with Kellen Moore because you like Kellen Moore, right? That's how he ended up with Jason Garrett. That was Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett. You know what I mean? Like, he handpicked Jason Garrett, so he got so Wade Phillips had his hand tied behind his back and was forced to have Jason Garrett on his staff. You want to do the same thing, like for a Kellen Moore or anybody? I'm not picking on Kellen Moore, but I'm just saying, like, you got to clean house and let these guys bring in fresh, new ideas and concepts. You have to. Why? Or else, like I said, Josh McDaniels. We know what his success is in New England. We know he's an offensive guy. You want him head coach and more calm plays? That makes no sense. It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I don't agree with that. It's terrible. It's a terrible philosophy.
Here's an interesting stat I just saw posted on Instagram. Dak Prescott by opponent 2019 season. Playoff teams 1-6, yards for pass 7.8, TD interceptions 8-8. As far as the record of the teams, at the pass average is 84.7. Against non-playoff teams, 7-2.
Yeah.
22 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Passer rating average of 112.6. What do we have to do to get us to get the beat some of these damn
run the ball?
These teams.
Run the ball. How many times did we? Two. Okay, to perfectly give you the scenario. That Bills game and the Bears game. Okay, back-to-back losses. The halftime score was like 6 points. But in the second half, they didn't run the ball with Zeke. Remember that Bills game? He ran the ball 4 times in the second half. He did not touch the ball once in the fourth quarter. Run the ball. You're only down by 6. You're not down 21-3. You know what I mean? That wasn't one halftime score like 10-6 or something like that. Like, what the hell are you doing? Run. That goes back to the point. This team has no identity. They have no identity. None.
No, they don't. And
the Patriots.
It's like, I'm not buying
the Patriots game. It's 25-mile-per-hour winds. It's 35 degrees and pouring down rain. Run the ball. Run the ball. It's not rocket science. Run the ball. God.
Exactly. I mean, it just doesn't make, because I think anybody who's ever played football or watched have even held a football in their hand with like some water or it's cold or whatever.
And then try throwing it in the wind. Try throwing it in 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Just try it. See what happens.
And you got freaking Zeke Elliott and you got Tony Pollard.
Exactly.
Not saying, and I'm saying we still haven't figured out exactly what Tony Pollard is.
Yeah.
I mean, some people's done drink entirely too much Kool-Aid. Troy Hambrick again. I'll go ahead and throw that out because we just don't know.
Yeah.
But you just can't drift away from running.
Go back to last week, the Eagles game. If you knew your quarterback didn't practice all week and had a bump shoulder, why in the world are you asking him to throw 44 pass attempts? Why in the world is he throwing 44 attempts? Give the ball to Zeke. Give the ball to Zeke.
I'm asking the coach if you figure out you got a pass and you know you got the bum shoulder and he's not loved Dak to death. Still not the most accurate quarterback, even when he is healthy.
Yeah.
Maybe I would start thinking Cooper Rush and stuff towards the second half of the game. That would have already been. I would have took the chance.
I wouldn't go that far, but
yeah,
I'm just saying. Sometimes you got to put your big boy pants on, and that might have been a big boy pants move.
I would have run. Like I said,
if you know you got to pass, and
but you didn't have to pass.
That's all you're going to do.
You were only down by 6
Yeah,
most of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean that game never that Eagles game never got out of hand. Never got out of hand. Never, and they still just could refuse to run the ball.
Yeah, and then watching the Redskin game, and then like seeing highlights of the Eagles game, it was kind of like watching you got like that that lottery ticket, for like the Powerball, and you're calling up the numbers like 25, I got 25. All right. Then all of a sudden 27, I got 27.
Yeah.
32, I got 32. 6. Oh, I don't got a 6. I'll get the next one. 7. Oh, I don't have the 7.
Yeah.
3. I don't have a 3. You start just crumpling that thing up and throwing it in the trash.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the equivalent of the game was right there.
But like watching the game yesterday, and when it panned, to Steven and Jerry, mostly Steven, and Steven was looking at the screen of the Giants and Philly game, it made me mad as a hornet. Because I'm like, I'm literally talking to my TV like I'm not the only person in this room. And I was like, see, if you'd have gotten rid of Jason Garrett 5 years ago, you probably wouldn't have had to be looking at that TV this time waiting to see what other people were going to do. If you'd have won last weekend, this would have been over and you wouldn't have had to be watching the scores of the other games.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're so stressed out about some mess that you could have
avoided.
Handled.
Yeah.
If you would have prepared against the Jets, if you would have prepared against the Bills or the Bears,
the Eagles.
Even if you take it to a higher level,
anybody.
If you'd have gotten rid of the coach.
Yeah.
It goes back to Jerry and hope. He just he builds it. He it's almost like he constructs his entire team on hope. Like he said it in that one a few weeks back about going on that magical run. He's like, you gotta hope some teams lose. You gotta hope some teams get in, lose some players. Like, no, you handle your business. You don't worry about other teams. You know what I mean? Like, he put himself in this position by having to hope the Eagles lose, and you're gonna put your hope in a 3-win Giant team? Come on, man. You knew that was a disaster. It was like, come on. That's what Jerry does. He sticks with crappy Garrett and hopes other teams fall apart like we fall apart. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
I definitely didn't have much confidence in the Giants doing anything.
No, come on. Yeah. No way.
I mean, just zero confidence.
The Eagles won 4. Let's put this in perspective. The Eagles won 4 in a row to take the division. That was
with
the fairy tale.
With
nobody. Look at their secondary. They lost their guard, their tackle, their running back, their top 3 receivers. Jason Ertz is out for the year. Broken rib and a lacerated spleen or something. You know what I mean? And they still won 4 in a row. That was supposed to be the Cowboys fairy tale ending, remember? The Cowboys are supposed to win 4 in a row and go to the playoffs. And what happened there? My God. It's embarrassing, honestly. It's like I'm laughing because it's so embarrassing. The thought of it,
The whole damn thing just completely just fell apart.
Yeah.
And again, been given every single possible opportunity known to mankind.
Yeah.
To be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we're not.
The worst division I've seen in years, the NFC East.
Ever.
And you still couldn't win it. You still couldn't win it. It's a joke. I think it's the worst winning percentage of any division in the league right now. The worst. I mean, oh my God. It's mind blowing. It's just.
But I think the problem with Jerry, I mean, the hope thing, for sure. But I think it's more ego than anything because he wants to be right.
Right. Oh yeah, it's ego.
More than he wants to win.
Yeah.
Because if he can win a championship with
doing it his way,
guy, then he gets the credit and the Jimmy umbrella. Then suddenly he's in his mind goes away.
Yeah, because we're like I said, it's 7 years, and we're still talking about it was Jimmy's team. Just 5 minutes ago, we still only give Jimmy credit, and you know what I mean. Like, and that I guarantee you that keeps him up at night. It pisses him off, but it's like then do something about it for Christ's sake. Hire a more competent coach because right now Jason Garrett is on par with Jeff Fisher. Like, do you see that stat today about them having the most 8-8 seasons? Is like him and Jeff Fisher. Oh my God, that's pathetic. That's embarrassing.
It really is.
And you know what? The Rams were quick to fire Jeff Fisher, and I know they had a bad year this year, but they were in the freaking Super Bowl last year after 2 seasons. It took them 2 seasons to go to the Super Bowl. 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, my God.
So, as far as the coaching staff goes, we're all on the same page as far as the only thing that you can really salvage is Kitna and Colombo. Everybody else needs to just go.
I would get rid of everybody. I'm sorry. I mean, if this team, receivers coach, I can't have a receivers coach that leads the league in drop passes. I know that's not on him per se, but, special teams coach, they're dead last in every category. You got to go. I mean, I'm cleaning the house. The corners don't get turnovers. I want a new corners back. I want a new secondary coach. Get rid of everybody. The team is, the defensive line, they don't ever wow you with anything. They never come up big. You know what I mean? You got to go. Leon Lett, I'm sorry. Marinelli, goodbye. It's just, I need fresh ideas. Fresh faces, fresh ideas. A fresh plan of attack. That's what I need. I need it. Nothing's working. Nothing's working, clearly.
Yeah, Am I the only person whose mind is blown that Chris Richard is having an interview for a head coaching position for the New York Giants? Am I the only person?
No, Troy, and I'm going to tell you why he is. And this is not. People are going to be like, "That's not right, Lisa, and you shouldn't say that." But I'm going to say it. He fulfills the Rooney Rule criteria.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, thrown around.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not trying to. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve an interview. That's not what I mean. But these, especially when it comes that fast, the Giants saw firsthand how terrible our defense was. Like, I'm not trying to, and I don't, I don't condone, I don't condone giving a charity interview to fulfill that criteria that says you have to interview.
It's true though. They all do it. Every team does it.
No, I get it. But the fact that it's happening this quickly and they saw firsthand how bad the defense is, although our defense played really well against them both times. So who knows?
But no, that's a legit thing though. I remember when the Eagles fired Chip Kelly, they interviewed remember Deuce Staley, the running back. They had it all. He's been the running backs coach for like 20 years. The Eagles. They gave him an interview, but they wanted Doug Peterson all along. You know what I mean? It's just teams do it. It's just the way it is. But
Who did the Cowboys? Cowboys did that with the Parcells thing too. I think they interviewed at that time. I want to say what was his name?
Who was it?
The guy that used to coach Minnesota, Arizona.
Leslie Freight.
The guy that said,
"Oh my God, Dennis Green." Dennis Green, yeah.
I think they did interview him just before they hired Parcells.
Who did they interview before they hired Garrett? They had to hire somebody in staff, right? After they fired Wade Phillips. Like, who the hell did they interview?
They didn't because
they just promoted, right?
Jason Garrett was made interim, and then they didn't have to.
Yeah. Okay. That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, but even at interim, isn't there supposed to be some type of protocol still?
I'm wondering,
You're supposed to interview somebody after the fact? After the season's over?
I don't remember. I can't remember. That was so long ago now. It's like, God, it's just like literally a decade ago. You know what I mean? A decade. Oh.
A wasted decade.
When the team basically bailed on Wade, which, I still think he was sabotaged
no doubt.
By people like Garrett.
100%.
I mean,
not people like Garrett. People named Garrett.
Garrett. I believe T.O. was sabotaged by Garrett, Witten, and Romo also.
Yeah.
I mean, and at that time, say what you want to say, 31 touchdown receptions in 3 seasons. Nobody else was doing that for the team with that level of production. So, I mean, this thing sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks from the top, though.
I'm so used to it, though. I'm so numb to it. I literally am so numb to it that, it's funny. I first started dating my girlfriend 10 years ago, and she honestly was frightened to watch football with me. She was frightened to watch Dallas Cowboys football with me. And then she just made a comment last week. She's like, wow, you calmed down so much lately. Like, and I was like, I know. I sit there and I just laugh because it's so pathetic what I see on the field sometimes. Like, I become numb to them just letting me down. You know what I mean? Like, year after year after year. Ugh.
So you understand the concept when I say it's hands down the worst relationship I've ever been in.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I texted my buddies today. I'm like, God, if Jason Garrett comes back, I'm not watching football next year.
Me either. I said that last week.
I said that, but I guarantee freaking you, week one, I'm like, all right, guys, who's coming to my house for football? Yeah, you know, I was like, I know it. It's so pathetic. Yeah. and it goes back to my point where I'm putting money in Jerry's pockets and he don't give a damn. You know what I mean? He doesn't care. You know what I mean? If the team is 8-8 or 2-14, he doesn't care. Because people like me are coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll come back. Yeah, I'll talk about it all season long. Yeah, I'll be like, here we are with this damn clapping.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Let's go Cowboys.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a big giant explicit show.
Oh, if he comes back, you better make it literally the most explicit. I mean, you will hear.
Oh yeah.
You will hear some Jersey come out of me. All right.
Yeah. I will go on record saying that.
Parents, hide your kids.
Coming back.
Yes.
Yeah, Garrett, just don't have your kids listen no more.
Yes.
If Garrett comes back again next season,
I'm going to go off.
The most profane,
violent,
Garrett
comes back,
Cowboy broadcast you ever heard in your life.
If Garrett comes back, the Jersey will come out of me, and I was born and raised in Texas.
Oh man, yeah.
I can't even fathom. Even the guys on the fan today were talking about when does it start to make you panic? And Gavin Dawson was like, I mean, if we're rolling around here on Wednesday, like about 2:00, nothing's been done. He goes, I'm going to start to get some tight butt cheeks for sure.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm telling you, that's why I was freaking out today, because it was not happening. It just would not. I'm like, okay. Like every time my phone vibrated, I was like, please be a notification he's fired. Please, oh God, let it be that they've moved on. And it was like stupid, like so-and-so this, or a text, or eBay. And it was like, come on. Like, I was like, please, give me that notification. That's all I want.
I'm getting any and everything. What to do and improve your fantasy sports team next year? You know,
exactly.
Like
I only want one notification. That's all I want.
Yeah, we just all gotta wait. But we're out of time now, but it was a great conversation this evening. I certainly appreciate you guys being on the show. Listeners, don't fret just because the season's basically over. We will be having a show talking about the coaching changes. There will be shows about free agent signings. There will be shows definitely about the draft.
Yeah.
So we're not disappearing, that's for sure. It will be, I mean, I can't say we're going to do a podcast every single week because there's not going to be much Cowboys news. I mean, there'll be some news coming up here soon where we can do the show.
But
we're not going to.
Please let there be news coming up soon.
It'll be
24 hours. 24 hours.
Or it'll be 2 weeks. Or it'll be 2 weeks from now. I can't believe we kept Garrett.
I know.
Mine won't sound like that. Mine won't sound like, I can't believe we kept Garrett. Mine will be like, I believe.
Yeah, a bunch of bleeps.
Yeah, there ain't gonna be no bleeps.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's sad.
But also, listeners, y'all go check out the other shows. See what you like. I got an advanced listen to the Nights at the Sound Table, and it's hysterical. You'll love it. So go check out the other ones. That'll keep you occupied and happy in the off season too.
Yes, and me and Kyle, we got a review show. We're going to get together sooner or later.
Yeah, man. Whenever you're ready, dude. Yeah.
For the first show will be the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
That show, and then Lisa, she got a show coming out later this month called was it A New Lease on Life?
New Lisa on Life. To play on my name.
That's good.
A New Lisa on Life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. New Lisa on Life. But yeah, they'll all be coming to you exclusively from Unhinged Media, our new thing. And there's several other shows that are going to be coming out as well, like the return of Just Us Radio. So that's going to be fun as well. But on behalf of myself and my co-host, I'm out because I don't have anything else to talk about with the Cowboys anymore. Would you like to say goodbye to the peoples?
You know what, Cowboys fans, we made it. We finished. We got our We got our participation ribbons. We got our finisher medals. And now we can sit back and hope that we get our late Christmas wish and this Clapper coach gets fired.
Yeah, I mean, I second that. We're almost there. We just one last thing. I mean, one last thing. That's all we need. That's all this Cowboys fan base wants. Everyone wants it. You can't defend this guy. We know it needs to be done. Jerry, pull the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, make this crappy season mean something for us.
Exactly. Yes.
Please, Jerry. Please, just make it mean something.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to hear no more speeches and stuff about glory holes and the business of championships or any damn thing.
Yeah.
I'm out there to get that glory hole.
Yeah.
Well, apparently you're not.
You're not, yeah.
Apparently you're not. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'm out, and we're all saying goodbye. See you next week. We'll see you after some Cowboys news breaks, people.
All right, guys.
We'll be back.
Yep.
Hey, guys. Oh, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.
This is Brian.
This is Castro.
Yo, this is ED.
This is Darius Lewis.
This is Troy Hill, and you're listening to the Knights at the Sound Table.
Strip Club voice. And
I'm letting them know that they're listening to the night.
No,
Knights at the Sound Table.
We sitting at the table, son.
Yes. I might also add in there that Brian's the only person got a Tinder profile pic and stuff on his thing here.
How's we gonna get through a podcast, man? Because we be dying laughing.
Yeah, was that Ric Flair in the background?
We going in the realms that I'm not familiar with, man. You 50 years old with some skinny jeans and
I'm not physically designed to wear skinny jeans.
Yeah.
I would need to have like skinny jeans like a kangaroo pouch down there. Because I couldn't wear them any other kind of way.